William Patterson University Television.
Coming up on the charts, we have the duo rock group Today Is.
We will get to see some live performances and discover the story behind their music, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to another episode of The Charts, where we explore the creative minds of the William Patterson Music Program. I'm your host, Matt Camera.
And I'm your host, Anne-Marie Huber. Today is Valentine's Day, and today's band is Today Is.
We probably could have worded that better. But it's that time of year when everyone's talking about love, and I'm sick of it, Anne-Marie.
Well, Matt, lucky for you, today we will be covering struggles. So let's welcome our guests, Nick and Anthony. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
So since it is Valentine's Day, how do you guys feel being here?
But
I
you
didn't
first?
even remember it was Valentine's Day until you said it. So
Yeah.
Well,
don't
that's
keep
good
track.
then.
Yeah.
I felt a little pressure. I was like, oh my gosh, should we add some elements of romance? Should we make it a little, like sweet and romantic? But I'm glad you guys almost forgot.
yeah, not almost completely.
I mean, maybe it's good that you forgot, because a lot of your songs, they touch on, the topic of relationship struggles, having a tough time with a significant other, like Paperclip, for example, which is one of your songs.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Paperclip. I actually truly love the one lyric is I held her shit. I was her paperclip and I held her shit together. That for me, I was like, wow, like you could use that as a line. You could say something like to your special person, babe, I'll be your paperclip. I'll hold you together. So I love that part.
Is there a personal story behind that?
Yeah, so I wrote that song actually when I was doing like a solo acoustic project, still as the name today is, in 2017. So that was about 3 years now. 3 years, that's a long time that song has been. I can't believe it, but it's still here and it's still kicking. That song was about a relationship I had that had ended, and I was just reflecting on it because that's what I do. Because like I can't write. I would love to be the guy who just writes like a catchy song about nothing, but I can't. So it's always about my life in some way or another. So I decided to take that bad time I was going through with that and put it on paper and hopefully move past it, which I have. It's great.
I respect that for sure, but we're actually going to take a look at a clip of your song, Paperclip.
All right, yeah,
So
sweet.
let's take a look at that.
Monday morning, wake up early, picking off my bed sheets, look at the clock, go kick rocks, time is always ticking. She wakes up late, all ashes fakes, gives her first glass to pick up the coffee, she sips on a drink, running away from campus. Putting her hair into a ponytail so it doesn't get in the way. And I wanna be the one that sees you too. And I wanna go so you are. And I wanna be the one that sees you too. And I wanna go so you are. And I've been trying to get to sleep, but every time I think of you, I forget to breathe. Your eyes are as deep as the bluest one picture. You've been in my head for so long, I should charge your end, charge your end. We all walk around, but it's time to let it. Wanna be the one that seems your teeth. Wanna go as you are. Wanna be the one that seems your teeth. Wanna go as you are. I'm your dapper ass, as you are in traffic on Route 22, on your way home from RV, Red Valley, the parking lot was steep, you lost your coat in the snow as it started to freeze, oh, as it started to freeze, oh, as it started to be the one that stained your teeth. You are, and you are in traffic on Route 22, on your way home from RV, Red Valley, the parking lot was steep, you lost your coat in the snow as it started to freeze, oh, as it started to freeze, oh, as it started to freeze. 22, on your way home from RV, Red Valley, the parking lot was steep, lost your coat in the snow as you start to freeze, oh, as you start to freeze, oh, as you start to freeze.
I love it.
You know, you guys, another lyric of this song that really stood out to me was every time I think of her, I forget to breathe. For me, that's so romantic, you know? So I want to know, have you ever just said these words in real life to someone, AKA the person who you wrote about?
No, I haven't. I don't even think I've even sent them the song. And it's funny because I recently I was writing a new song, and she now goes to this, Stockton University, and it's called Stockton. And it's the line is it's great. And it's, the weather here in Jersey feels a lot like Florida, and I hope Stockton University submerges underwater.
What? That's so funny.
So
That's awesome.
So you just started a war with Stockton.
Yeah,
well, it's
right?
Willie P. or bust, right? It's the best school.
That's the motto.
That's right.
Well, we're never playing there now.
Lost all Stockton fans right there.
That's all right.
But you know, when dealing with a difficult relationship or just a difficult situation in general, you know, time is often the only remedy. It's really, you know, it's kind of the only thing that can make the situation better. You know.
Yeah, actually, a fun fact, because we noticed that was a theme in your music too, is I actually have a tattoo. Since it's Valentine's Day, we could get a little personal. I'll share a tattoo of mine. And my tattoo, it's a quote, and it says, "Sadness flies away on the wings of time." So immediately when I picked up on that theme, I was like, oh my gosh, I can totally relate. I felt that, you know. It's true, you know, time truly is like crucial and key to everything, you know.
Funny you say that. I also have another song with the lyrics, "Time means nothing, it just replaces memories."
Oh God.
So if you can't tell by the other songs, that's pretty dark.
Very existential.
A little bit.
But the song "The World Waits for No Man," what does that song mean to you?
So
Yeah, you wrote the lyrics.
yeah, I wrote that initially I took a creative writing class here, and I heard this one line from this band called Say Anything, and the line was I'd slit my throat, and I thought that was a cool line. It was weird and really, really like deep, and I thought that's a great thing. So I wrote a poem based off that, and that became The World Waits for No Man, and it's essentially about what happens, what happens after you die. It's really dark, and basically everything remains the same. Things keep going on, like your phone keeps charging. If it's plugged in, it stays charged until someone takes it off, because it's not going to be you.
Yeah, I always kind of read the song as like, even just the line, "The world waits for no man." I kind of read it as like, you know, you gotta just get your act together, or else the world will march on without you.
Yeah.
In a way, you know.
Yeah.
It's like in the same way we were saying, like, you know, time heals everything. You know, it also will leave you behind. You know, if don't have your act together and you're not trying to march with it.
Yeah.
It actually goes hand in hand with what you said earlier about like it's not time, but it's actually memories replacing memories. And you're right. It's just the world continues to revolve. It's very realistic. So.
Yeah, I think even though it's dark, it still has like a good meaning, because it's like it's all right. It's all right. It doesn't matter if it keeps going on. Just keep living your life.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's almost like optimistic in a way.
Yeah.
You know, in a weird, little twisted way. It's like
it's a weird, sick, twisted way.
Dark and optimistic at the same time. Yeah. But we're actually going to check out a clip of The World Waits for No Man. So let's look at that real quick.
All right.
Cool.
I'd slit my throat. Dancers at the party keep on doing. The actors on that silver screen keep acting. The clock on your wall keeps on ticking.
Well, awesome job, you guys.
Yeah.
So as we were going through your songs and reading through your lyrics, there's another theme that I picked up on, and it's from your song Someday. And it's the lyric that stood out to me was, I've learned to grow with age.
Yes.
And I felt that, you know, because growing up kind of sucks. And that's why I wanted to ask you flat out, do you guys hate growing up? Is this what the song's telling me? Do you have a fear of aging?
I used to. When I was a little kid, I would actually always tell my parents I never want to grow up. I want to be a kid forever.
I love it. Because I was the opposite.
I've since changed because like driving and having money is also pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of better than just like running around the streets like on my bike all day. Well, maybe. Actually, I might have to rethink that.
Yeah,
but,
it kind of is out. I don't know.
I don't know. The thing is, like, I don't hate it because like when you grow up, when you do something that makes you grow up, it's always worth it in the end. You know, even if it doesn't seem like it, you know, when you're going through it. So it's like, I don't put it this way. I don't like growing up, but I like being grown up after I do the things that I have to do to grow up.
I totally get that.
I think that's probably the best way to put it.
I think, in other words, it's just like maturing, you know? And like with growth comes wisdom and just learning and like overcoming things, and like that's the perk of growing up.
Yeah.
But let's just forget about the responsibilities, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
We could just skip the responsibility.
Yeah,
Skip the
portion.
bills. Yeah, it's gonna be the nice car. Like, yeah, so we're actually gonna take a look at your song Someday.
Sweet.
Great.
All right.
And you can find me in a movie theater all alone, laughing out loud to the carnage of the horror film. I know it sounds bleak, but it's not really at all. This is me saying I like gothic thinking, and that's all. And I hope you find a better life for getting contact, as I'm just too scared to call. Don't think that'll ever change. I've grown to live with age. Oh, I've grown to live with age. And maybe someday I'll do something of worth. And maybe someday I'll do something of worth. Someday I'll do something of instead of watching TV and writing these awful songs, I'll record them on my phone since I'm working out at home, working out at home. And maybe someday something of worth. And maybe someday I'll do something of worth. Maybe someday.
And maybe someday I'll do something of worth. Is making music kind of your way of doing something of worth?
Oh, not at all.
No.
Oh, not at all. It adds nothing to society.
Well, I mean,
This is just my passion project. I like to do it.
It's your passion project, right? It gives you a purpose.
Yeah, it's something I like to do. I don't think it's the something of worth I'm looking for, at least for the song, at least.
Huh. What would that be?
I don't know, maybe curing cancer or something important.
Setting a high bar at curing cancer.
Maybe.
It's gonna be a bit of a jump from this.
I know, right? I gotta start learning something.
Playing a few songs.
Maybe become an electrician, a plumber. Those are all the people who help out with life.
Listen, you got options.
I know. Like I could. It doesn't take that long to become a plumber, right?
I don't know, actually. Yeah.
I'll try.
So actually, I hate that you say that because my next question was gonna emphasize on a lyric again, and it's you forcing yourself to do something of meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me that's like, you know, I think everyone comes to a point in their life when they ask themselves, you know, like, what have I accomplished? You know, am I fulfilled? Happy with myself? So I thought to myself,
Every night at
when
3
did you
a.m.
guys write this song?
It's for When Time Stops. I wrote that song. Actually, I wrote the lyrics to that song in 2016. And when I started writing the record in July, it was like middle of July, and I found that song when I was just going through like my old back catalog of stuff I've written but never really done anything with, and I really started to fall in love with like rewriting like the music, and like I just really liked how that song played out.
Yeah.
So I really love that, like the way like it came about, and like
Okay.
it took like 4 years for me to find like the right music for it, but it works.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, it's a process, and you never have to put a time limit to it, you know?
Yeah.
But the reason why I asked is because right being here right now, do you feel like you've accomplished those lyrics?
Not yet. I feel like we got a little bit more work to do first. Like
For sure. I feel like, yeah, sort of with this show today. This is the first thing in a long time like this that had, you know, this quality of like production and like organization and everything.
Yeah.
So this was super fun. This
is
kind of
pretty
felt like a
great.
step up. So I was really excited about this because, like, you know, if I could do one thing for the rest of my life, it'd be play shows.
Yeah,
Yes,
of course. That would be something I would
absolutely.
love to do for the rest of
Not
my
plumber school.
Number two, that's
close
if I could
second,
never
alright.
play a show again, I'd have to go to plumbing school. Some places hire you with no education.
Yeah.
You know, that's I got
Hey,
hired.
experience is key.
Even
That's what-
yeah, pretty much.
I'll fix
You
stuff
know.
in my house. Practice. I'll break it, then fix it.
But I'm glad that you're saying that, though. Like, this is a stepping stone, you know, and I'm glad that we're a part of the process.
Yeah, no, totally. You know, it's basement
Wanna
shows
do it.
are awesome, and I'm always gonna love them, but it's kind of cool not to do that for once.
Basement shows
Yes.
versus talk shows, you know?
It's a step up.
Yes, I would say that.
It's a step up.
Yeah,
We're
we got
actually-
mugs.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah. Was this whiskey?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Nice
You
gulp
drank it
of
that quickly, man? Oh, dude, you were drunk.
studio dust.
Oh, boy. Well, on that note, why don't we take a look at When Time Stops?
Shining at the stoplight is telling me to go, but I know where to be. Wildly thinking that I should voice myself to do something of meaning. Hoping I can make this right again. Lyrics to songs I should have been. Call of dancing in my head. When I can't find the words to get out of bed. As I read all the notes that you left me, I start to fall in love again. I guess I'll just park my car here and try to score some beer. Hoping I Lyrics, songs I could have been. Call of dancing in my head. And I can't find the words to get out of bed. Wasting time getting wasted at forsaken parking lots, and I hope you've got some money for bail, 'cause I'm not alone here. No, I'm not alone here. Wasting time getting wasted at forsaken parking lots, and I hope you've got some money for bail, 'cause I'm not alone here. No, I'm not alone here. Wasting time getting wasted at forsaken parking lots, and I hope you got somebody for bail, 'cause I'm not alone here. No, I'm not alone here.
Everybody comes up here and plays. No one has a inflatable deer.
with a deer.
Yeah, you know, that's a unique aspect of your act. You got to bring that deer around to all your other basement shows and performances.
Gotta
All right,
be
you
known
gotta
for
go on
something.
Amazon, look up a Cupid deer for a show.
Exactly. But I really like the line from that song, wasting time getting wasted in forsaken parking lots.
That's my favorite line.
It's a good line. It's a good line.
It's so fun to say.
Yeah, but was there a turning point in your life that made you kind of stop wasting time and kind of start doing things for yourself?
Well, that line's mostly about how I was underage and I was trying to get alcohol, but
Oh, so it's not as deep as I just made it to be.
that was when I think I wrote that.
You're looking
I
for
was
meaning?
19, 18.
That's what it's about.
I was 19, 18. So like, cause it's a play off of the last line where it's like, I'm trying to score some beer, and I was park my car here, try to score some beer, and then it's basically, it's like, yeah, I was wasting a lot of time and doing a lot of stupid stuff. So I like that the song's on at least this upcoming record that we're doing, because it's like we're not wasting time anymore. At least I feel like
absolutely.
we're putting in like lots of good hours of good actual work every day, trying to come up with like a nice good release for our music and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Like what we were talking about before, like, you know, time doesn't wait for anybody.
Right.
So, you know, why not stop wasting time and just start, you know, doing it?
Yeah, I feel like we definitely related a lot to your lyrics, especially for me. I can relate in the sense that as I've gotten older, I've become more picky with my time, in the sense of like, I want it to be more productive, I want it to be more meaningful. So speaking of that, I wanted to ask you guys, where do you see yourselves in your band, you know, in the future? What are you striving towards?
For me, it's like I don't want to be famous by a long shot. Like if fame is like here, I want to be like all the way over here somewhere. But I want to be able to like make a living. I can buy like a pair of jeans at a store
More deer.
without thinking about, or some deer for a stage, without having to think about like, oh, can I afford these pair of jeans, or like food. Like I want to be able to support myself financially, be able to live a regular life while also playing music.
Be comfortable doing what you love.
Right.
Like, we're putting out that record soon.
Yes,
so.
that's what I wanted to
I'm
ask you
excited
guys.
for that, yeah.
What do you have coming out soon? What can we stay tuned for?
Oh, all right. So tonight, February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Drum roll.
The World Waits for No Man and Both Someday will be out on a bunch of platforms. We're doing a split EP with a great New Jersey rapper called Zexa, and he's been one of my best friends since like middle school. So it was really cool that he's still making music, I'm making music. So I was like, hey, let's just throw our stuff on a split and just release it early and try to get some people listening. So that's coming out tonight, and we also have our other record, our full record of a lot of songs that we played, which it's called The Joys of Mortgaging Your Future.
We love it.
Funny enough, it's Simpsons quote. Season 5, episode 20.
You know the episode.
You have to know it.
We got a loyal fan over here.
Dead Poets Society, that episode, the rip off of that. But that is probably the best thing I've ever made musically, and I have to thank Billie Eilish, because like if it wasn't for her, I would not make it.
Wow, that's interesting. You totally
Not
just
for the
opened a can of worms.
Not for the reasons you'd think. It's mainly because I didn't hear Bad Guy for a bunch of weeks, and I think for like 2 months after it came out, and I finally listened to it, and everyone who told me about the song was like, this is gonna change lives. And I heard it, and I was like, oh, I can write a song like that, and I can write a better song than that. And so I made Maybe, which is a song we played, and from there I just wrote the rest of the record, because I was like, oh, I'm in a little groove, I'm gonna keep writing this.
Yeah, you got bit with the creative bug.
Yeah, so I have to thank Billie Eilish, even though it's for not the reasons
shout out
you think.
To Billie
Wow,
Eilish.
even I'm just hearing about this for the first time. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's the whole reason I made that record. The only reason, out of spite.
Literally
That's
did
all.
not know
That's if you're gonna do anything, you gotta do it out of spite.
I know.
The moral of the story is do everything out of spite.
Yep.
That's our
Yeah.
Valentine's
Long
Day
and healthy
message.
life.
Anger can really be a good motivation.
Yeah, but thank you both so much for coming on.
Thank you for having
We
me.
look
you
forward
for
to seeing
allowing
your
us
new
to be
records
here.
coming out.
Yeah.
But thank you for tuning into another episode of The Charts. So be sure to subscribe to keep up with our original performances and roundtables.
And follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at The Charts WP to see behind the scene footage. We'll see you next time on The Charts. Bye.